Welcome to Let's Talk Sports here on WYLN. I'm your host, Marty Burns. You may have seen our Little League Tour in 2021 here on WYLN, and we had a stop at Valley West Little League twice this year, and we mentioned the 2021 Pennsylvania State Little League Tournament that's coming to Whispering Willows Park in Cunningham. We're going to talk more about that tonight on Let's Talk Sports, as representing Valley West Little League is Josh Esposito, and we're going to talk to Josh right after this.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Greater Hazelton Mazda. It's the season of discovery, and we have inventory. 2021 Mazda CX-30s, got them. 2021 Mazda CX-5s, got them too. 2021 Mazda CX-9, got them. 2021 Mazda CX-30 for 0.9% for 63 months. 2021 Mazda CX-5, 0.9% financing for 63 months. Blaze Alexander Mazda Greater Hazelton has inventory. Check them out at blazemazdahazelton.com.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Sports here on WYLN. I'm your host, Marty Burns. And joined this week, representing Valley West Little League, is Josh Esposito. And Josh, thanks a lot for joining us this week.
Good thing, Marty. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, not a problem. As I mentioned, during our Little League tour in 2021, we made it to Valley West Little League twice this year, and we talked a little bit about starting July 24th. It's going to be the Pennsylvania State Little League Tournament, and the last time it was here was 2002 in Freeland, and you get to see a lot of the best come from Pennsylvania. So what was the excitement level of the league once the call came down from your district administrator that you guys had an opportunity to host?
Yeah, once he let us know that we were going to host, from the bottom up, we were very excited, especially being a few years ago, we were the 9-10 team in the state tournament. So that level of excitement right from the get-go, we formed a committee immediately and just started brainstorming ideas, and that level of excitement's the same still.
And I know it was mentioned in the article that was in the Standard Speaker announcing that you guys had the State Little League Tournament, and your president, Daniel Zola, had said what a huge honor it is for Valley West Little League, and Whispering Willows Park in Valley West Little League is one of those hidden gems, and it's a little strange to see. I remember way back when on the first base side when they used to have the corn stalks there, it almost literally was Field of Dreams, hidden. But they're down now, but it's still quite a jewel here in our local area to come and see Little League baseball.
It is, and it really is a fantastic park. Once you get in there, it's beautifully maintained. Playground, the kids are always there, or at the back playing basketball or wall ball. But yeah, it's a fantastic field.
Now, what happened? What was your thoughts when you initially got the call from your president saying, "Hey, I'd like you to head the committee for our state Little League tournament"?
Again, it was an honor for me personally, and I have a close relationship with Daniel, and I think he knew that I'd pick some board members and other volunteers in the league that would be beneficial to this board, and everybody has stepped up from day one. So,
and I know last year we talked so much on this show week after week about the pandemic and the effect it had on not only sports, but on different businesses around different areas in our viewing area. And I'm sure businesses in your area has got to be excited for that week of July 24th, because, you know, not only will people spend money at your concession stand, but odds are they're going to spend money around those businesses that surround Whispering Willows Park.
Yeah, and we have been overwhelmed with the amount of support from those businesses. You know, we were hoping maybe to get a handful of local businesses that would be willing to contribute and get involved, but it's, I mean, 13, 14 businesses right from the get-go, and we're well over 30 today.
Oh, nice, nice. And I'm sure they may not be seeing it now, because I guess a lot of people will wait and see if their team makes it to the States. But even those hotels on top of 93, I would think they may get some late business, because maybe some families will say, you know what, I don't want to constantly make that trip to Cunningham. Why don't we make it a week vacation, and we'll stay in the area.
Yeah, and we blocked off some rooms, some at that hotel, and then some down in Drums as well.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, not too far, 5-6 miles, no matter where they're staying. Lots of places for them to stay.
Perfect. And we were talking before we started the show, you had mentioned that you put together like an information packet of things to do when your particular team isn't playing, or as the tournament goes along, some teams will get some days off. So what can they do? You said you put together a little information packet for them.
Yeah, we got lots of local attractions. You know, so if you want to continue practicing some sports things, there's the indoor cages at 3 different locations. The CVCO has the public, or the member-only pool, which they've agreed to make day passes available for anybody who wants to maybe go take a dip on a hot day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, take a break, but full 2 pages of different things and activities that they can get into if they're off.
That's great. And I'm sure, you know, maybe some of those players that got done playing a hard game in the heat, go put the trunks on, jump in the pool, and cool off.
It's certainly what we're going to do.
Perfect, perfect. So to put something like this together, you've got to have the help of volunteers. You talked about a few questions ago how well the field is maintained. That is constantly volunteerism. You know, you have a group that handles the field, you have a group that handles the concession stands, so on and so forth. Talk about getting everybody together to say, this is quite an achievement, this is quite an honor for Valley West Little League, an opportunity to show off what we have to the state of Pennsylvania.
And that's really what we're working towards. Whether our 11-12 team actually makes it there or not, we're still going to provide, we're hoping to make this the best tournament that Pennsylvania's ever seen.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time going into it, and again, volunteers from all over willing to help. It's a lot of time put into it.
Now, when we're airing this half-hour show, you will probably already have a game in the district tournament. That's why we rushed to get this on, because you're going to be quite busy from now till states. As you prepare for the district tournament, do you pretty much have to have everything set for the state tournament? You know, with the thoughts being, hey, hopefully we're going to be busy as a team getting ready and possibly getting to that state tournament. So do you have to have almost all your bows tied for the state tournament? You know, get flexible, certain things come up, you know, you have to adjust to, but do you have to have everything ready before districts even start?
We'd like to have, like you said, a lot of the major items, at least have the ball rolling on it. And we have a committee member, it's actually Daniel's wife, who obviously isn't involved with the teams, but she's really stepped up and taken the ball when things need to be done where I can't actually be there. And all the members on that committee as well, we're trying to get everything as ready as possible before districts.
Right, right.
And we've been preparing since day one when he let us know.
Right. And we're not going to mention that district administrator. He gets enough pub on this network. But well, I probably should mention it in case my mother gets mad, so Jim Burns will credit him as district administrator. But and you can be sure he'll be lurking around and
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. make them pay for some of the food. Don't always keep giving them free stuff. But speaking of the food, that's one of the things, with you're going to be a week-long tournament, and the thought of keep making sure you have everything inventoried, because I'm sure the first couple days some group is going to like a certain food, and they're going to go faster than you anticipated. Just talk about how you have to be prepared that, hey, we got to go and get such and such item so that we can have that ready for when we open up again the next day.
Yes. Again, we have a great group of moms that is led by Jen Balleye, and she's fantastic with organizing, and we have a really good relationship with Gould Supermarket, that when we're low on something, they get it to us that day. As far as preparing the food and having enough food for all the families from the 8 teams, especially the first 2 days.
Right.
Again, lots of volunteers, and we have some food trucks coming in addition to our concession stand.
Right.
And local businesses, restaurants, one a day is going to, they've donated food to the teams after each game.
That's terrific.
So we're pretty well prepared to provide some food. It's going to be a nice opening.
And I shouldn't hash over Gould's, because I know their family has always supported Valley West Little League and a lot of the athletic programs in the Hazleton area, and they're not far away from you guys. So I'm sure if an emergency happened, you guys could probably make a call and they'll be there.
Yeah, always. They're always right there to help. It's actually a really big benefit to the league.
Did I miss anything as we get prepared for the state tournament? Because when we go to break, we'll come back, we'll talk about your team that we've aforementioned, with the hopes of making that state tournament. But is there something that we missed, or is there a call that you need to make out to the public, like needing any kind of help as the state tournament approaches?
We can always use additional funds. Everything that we're preparing a game program, which we're hoping to have the 8 teams that make it, photos of the teams. We'll need some help from those teams. But those things cost money, and anything anybody can continue. We have on Facebook and our website, we have links for anyone that's willing to donate and volunteer your time. To help work the concession stand, maybe work a fryer.
Hey, there you go. And just for people out there to know, what is your website?
It is valleywestlittleleague.org.
Okay. So everybody get a chance, go on to valleywestlittleleague.org, see how the group is preparing for the 2021 Pennsylvania State Little League Tournament that's going to begin Saturday, July 24th. The best of the state of Pennsylvania, the final 8 in the state, will be here in our area at Whispering Willows Park in Cunningham. Go down, great place to see Little League baseball and support a great organization, and just come and see some of the best that the state of Pennsylvania is going to have to offer. We're going to talk more with Josh about, in particular, the Valley West Little League All-Stars, as Let's Talk Sports continues right after this.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Only one company has been a lifetime committed to your safety. Subaru. At Fairway Subaru in Hazleton, we're committed to you and providing the safest vehicles on the road for you and your family. Which is why Subarus come with available EyeSight driver assist technology, which can reduce the rate of rear-end crashes by up to 85%. And with lane assist and sway warning, your family will know why Subaru is a leading choice among parents and teen drivers. Discover more about Subaru and all there is to love about it at Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. The right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Everybody has a flashlight, but can your flashlight do this? The Bell & Howell Tactical Flashlight can. The Bell & Howell Tac Light can do things no ordinary flashlight can do. Look, this civilian flashlight puts out pathetic light, but our military-grade Tac Light, that's 22 times as bright. It's so bright it can be seen up to 2 nautical miles away. Only a tack light has a super bright strobe that can stun and disorient would-be attackers. A car battery will stop working in sub-zero temperatures, but even getting frozen in a block of ice couldn't make our tack light stop working. It's tough enough to survive getting run over by a Humvee. Try that with a regular flashlight.
You can get a Bell & Howell tack light complete with a lifetime guarantee for just $19.99 plus free shipping. And while supplies last, you can even get a second one. Just pay a separate fee.
To order, call 1-800-371-0080. That's 1-800-371-0080 or go to trytacklight.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Sports here on WILN. I'm your host, Marty Burns. Last segment, we talked about the 2021 Pennsylvania State Little League Tournament that's coming to Whispering Willows Park in Cunningham, home of the Valley West Little League. And joining us is Josh Esposito, representing Valley West Little League. Not only is he chairman of the State Little League Tournament, he is going to be the head coach of the 11 and 12-year-old All-Stars. And no pressure, Josh, but I know a lot of people hoping that this group finishes districts in Whispering Willows Park and comes back a little bit later for that state tournament.
Yep, that's certainly our goal. As you mentioned, 2 years ago, this same group of boys won the Section 6 and moved on to states, and it was a wonderful experience. And these boys are working daily and working really hard. It's a really good group of boys that are determined. And so we're going to take it one game at a time, one tournament at a time, with the ultimate goal of getting back to states on our home field.
And I'm sure you're around these kids all the time, so you have a feel for it. I would think after last year, no tournaments, because of the pandemic, that either they'd be a little unsure of themselves because they haven't been in tournament play in about 2 years, or they're chomping at the bit and they can't wait to get out there.
They're chomping at the bit. We're practicing every day. They don't really want to leave the field. It's really a really good group of boys that work together, and they're excited.
Now I know and we always got to remember these are 11 and 12-year-old boys, and the expectations are high. There's probably a lot of people that are expecting and not just hoping, but expecting this group to be at Whispering Willows Park for the state tournament. But I think your league this year has a great experience to show them that anything can happen. Your Valley Athletic Supply team was a number 5 seed in league play. You ended up defeating 2 of the top seeds to make the Valley West Little League Championship Series, forced it to a Game 3, didn't get the championship, but it goes to show, if you don't respect your opponent, anything can happen, and especially if you get yourself in the one-loss section where anything can happen when it's one game or go home, that anything can happen, especially in the game of baseball.
You can, and speaking of the regular season, it was a fantastic job by the coaches, keeping these kids calm and fired up. And the best of them came out those in the playoffs. But you're exactly right. It's you never know what could happen.
And I think that's a good way to keep them tuned in and stayed focused. But in watching just 4 of the teams, we didn't get to see all the teams, all the talent that you have to pick from at Valley West. I saw a lot of depth, talent-wise, especially on the mound where you can come at teams either right-handed or left-handed. And your boys seem to be tall. It seems like a lot of, if you're in the batter's box, a lot of arms and legs before you even see that baseball. And especially your son, we saw a lefty that pitched for Maylas. He came from the left side, and he seemed to hide the ball nicely. To have that depth, especially pitching-wise, talk about how that's a big asset for you.
Being as deep as we are with our pitching, we have the opportunity at any point to throw any one of those boys out there and work them. If they can get us through 3-4 good innings, bring somebody else in to close, and we're confident that they're going to pick each other up. But being able to have 6-7 pitchers that at any point can go, definitely is a benefit.
And a team a little bit step up was coached by an alumni of Valley West. I'm talking about the Hazleton area Cougars and Russ Kanzler. And when we were there for your game 2 of your championship series, ironically, Russ was coaching in a big playoff game, and an alum also from Valley West was pitching MMI to a victory, and that's Marcus Danchinson. Do these kids understand the history of a lot of the great players that have come through this Valley West program?
I really think that they do. The kids, the alumni, they come back to the field. They watch games of these kids. They're constantly there. Russ Kanzler is involved with Valley West. And he brings the kids around. And all these boys, since they're little, were here watching games. So yeah, they know that there's a lot of kids that were produced out of here that are great, that became great players.
And we talked before we went on air that the two that I loved watching at Valley West, and they continue to create havoc for the Cougars, was those Russo boys.
Yep.
And they get on the top of the order, and they just create havoc. And in filling out a lineup, if you can get 1 and 2 constantly on base, it makes things so much easier for 3, because you know what? They really don't have a place to put you.
No, they don't. And especially if you're going to play some small ball, even if he needs to make a sacrifice to get them moved over, you have your number 4 hitter.
Yeah, absolutely. And just let's get back to the pitching and the depth. We see it so often when teams get to Williamsport, and that's so far away I'm not even suggesting that, but what I'm saying is a lot of those teams need a lot of depth just because of the pitch count and then the rules as far as amount of rest needed after so many pitches. And you almost have to be an accountant as well as a coach, because you got to figure in pitch count, days rest, that type of thing. But if you've got depth in your pitching staff, a lot of times maybe you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, you don't. It makes it a lot easier. And if we go back 2 years ago, that ultimately I believe led to us losing. We only faced 3 teams. We lost to Pittston area the first day, and then we came back with 2 very strong games. And ended up losing to Pittston again, but I don't think we managed our pitching the best way. But having this deep, if you do kind of go a little over on the pitch counts, like you said, we have some another kid that we can just pop in.
And you bring up an interesting point. Not only was that experience 2 years ago valuable for your players to get them ready for this run now here at 11 and 12, but it's good for the coaching staff to experience something and understand different aspects of tournament play that maybe you didn't really think of.
Certainly. I mean, ultimately the kids are the ones that play.
Right.
So we're here to encourage them and make the decisions what to do. But being in states, I mean, it absolutely was a learning curve for all of us.
And whether it was a few years ago or this present day when we got to go down there twice to see 4 of your teams, as I mentioned, what isn't lost is fundamentals, whether it's backing up plays. We talked about the one play that your team had, gunning down a runner at home on a perfect relay throw from center to your son at short, the throw home. The fundamentals seem to be there league-wide, and it's not one team. You just sit back and watch these league teams play. There's a lot of fundamentals being executed by all teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we as coaches, I'll tell you, it really was a benefit having 2 major league players that were in the system for the last almost 20 years. Jeff Antolik, very big influence on the coaches, kind of helping us with practice plans and going over the basic fundamentals and really educating the coaches on what to do with the players. And then, we've done that with the kids all through the years, and now Russ Kanzler stepped in and kind of taken over his role. So the league has been very fortunate to have both of them leading us.
And I think ultimately by what happens in the league, it's going to help you because your kids will be so versatile, but they know what they have to do fundamentally.
They do. They really do. It's constant reps.
And that's great to hear. I have a feeling this team is very ready for a run. I'm not making any predictions because I don't want to put pressure on those kids, but this team seems primed for a run. We'll wrap things up with Josh Esposito right after this.
guys, it's Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. I don't know where you're going to find a nice, good quality pre-owned truck. The word on the street is you can't find them anywhere. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Did I tell you we're at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton? And I'm sure if you look hard enough for a used truck and go to a nice dealership that has inventory, you'll be able to find a pretty good selection. But the word on the street is you can't find any. So why don't you come here to Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton and find out where we take the deals and have the trucks the other guys don't.
Imagine being free from the pain normal exercise can cause. Introducing the Teeter Free Step. Featuring patented stride technology licensed from commercial high-end physical therapy equipment, Free Step is the only home-use stepper with this unique, gentle, linear motion, delivering the best in low-impact exercise.
It's almost like the machines that I had at physical therapy. The Free Step has been a lifesaver for me. It really has.
93% of users surveyed reported the Free Step was easier on their knees and back than other cardio options.
I've tried the elliptical, I've tried the stationary bike. The Free Step answered so many of the issues that I had. I can get a full body workout and not be in pain while I'm doing it.
The Free Step engages both the upper and lower body, boosting calorie burn by more than 17% and distributing muscle exertion so your workout feels easier.
Instead of sitting in my favorite chair, now I'm sitting on Free Step. I can watch TV. I'm moving my legs, I'm moving my arms. Before I know it, the show's over and I just got a great workout without even thinking about it.
Call or go to tryfreestep.com to learn more.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
Welcome back to the final 2+ minutes of Let's Talk Sports here on WYLN. Josh Esposito from Valley West Little League is our guest. And Josh, before we get back to the State Little League Tournament and give everybody the website and the dates and everything, one thing I was thinking about during the break, we talked about the kids chomping at the bit. How do you keep yourself and the coaching staff from getting too far along? Because, it must be agonizing till you get to the start of districts, after a while, I'm sure the kids get sick of looking at each other. They want to play somebody. How do you keep yourself in line that, don't get over the top?
Okay, so they're probably going to be upset that I mentioned their names, but Mike Bala and Joe Aponic are the two coaches that work with me, and we've been the all-star coach for this group, the prior 2 seasons and even when they were minor league. So with those 2 guys, myself, and also Jim Harity, another father, we kind of work together. We make the decisions together. We're constantly helping one another to stay focused. But it's exciting. It really is. But yeah, we help each other to keep a level head and keep the boys focused as well.
And I know Jim Burns is constantly looking at that bracket and the Weather Channel, hoping that there's no bad weather and all games get in without rain. Because you know what, Josh? I constantly hear about when there's bad weather and how he hopes there isn't any. And what is he going to do from here? So let's get back to the State Little League Tournament. Saturday, July 24th, Whispering Willows Park in Cunninghamn. ValleyWestLittleLeague.org. Did I get it right?
You did.
Okay. Check out the website for any information where you guys can help out, possibly volunteer and help out what's going to be a great State Little League Tournament. And I joked about the weather, but hopefully you guys get great weather and just finish things up here in the last couple days before districts start. I'm sure everybody's excited. Thank you so much for joining us this week. And is there one more thing that you want to mention before we sign off?
I would like to thank Jim Burns for all his help. And a little disappointed he's not sitting here next to us, but maybe next time.
He doesn't like to come on, so he likes to just watch from the background, and I'm sure you'll see a lot of him. You'll definitely see a lot of him at the state tournament, and I'm sure you'll see a lot of them come districts.
We will. Thanks for having me.
Josh, thanks a lot for coming on, giving us some information. Best of luck with the Valley West Little League All-Stars, hoping to make a run possibly to come back and play in the States.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, you've been watching Let's Talk Sports here on WYLN. For our special guest, Josh Esposito, I'm Marty Burns saying so long, and we'll see you next week.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.